The following is advice for my 18-year-old daughter and my 15-year-old son. Not all of it is applicable to both of you. It should be noted that you are both already following the most important principle for a fulfilling life. You are good people. In many ways, you are much better adjusted human beings than I was at your age. And much of what I say here is an admonishment to myself to practice what I pontificate. I wrote these words for you, but since it would be folly to think that you would ever read this, I shall now spew it to you in your favorite medium, video. Screen shit. The best thing ever in the history of the world, aside from both of your births, of course, was the anticipation I felt on Friday nights for watching cartoons the next morning. There was no Saturday. There was only cartoon day. It didn't even matter that all we had was a crappy, tiny, black and white tube TV. I didn't fucking know any better. It was just the best. Sometimes I got so goddamn excited, I would sleep on the floor below that beacon of bliss on Friday night in anticipation, in this weird sleeping bag with a tiger head for a pillow. Now we have a fire hose of cartoons available anytime at the touch of a button. Or music. We don't have to call the DJ at Z104 millions of times to request I love rock and roll. Each time in a different voice, trying to trick him, in the naive hope that he will actually play Joan Jett and we will be ready to record it on our cassette tape. Now music, sports, movies, news, gaming, whatever the fuck we want is all right there, always. Nothing is exciting anymore, and it sucks. What have we lost because we never allow boredom to settle in? We never sit in the waiting room at the dentist and contemplate or ruminate or even stew about all the things that are stressing us out. We never sit with ourselves. We sit on our phones while the stress builds in our psyche, transmogrifying into anxiety and depression. And what do we do when we're anxious and depressed? Grab our phones. Get off your phone. Get off your Xbox. Get off your TV.
Get off your fucking screen.
Get off your fucking screen. Get off your screen. If you have to do something, read a book or a magazine. At first, it won't hold your attention, but you will learn. You will learn that sometimes there's much more pleasure, much more value in slowing that fire hose down to a trickle. Or just sit and think. You will begin to learn how to work through your problems, work through life without letting it crescendo into crisis. Or just sit and don't think. Just sit and be. How long can you do that? Foodstuffs. First of all, fuck you. Fuck you because I can't eat ice cream and a chocolate cake for breakfast, or nuggets, fries, and a double cheeseburger for dinner, and still look like Taylor Swift or Glenn Powell. Fuck you because if all I eat all day is a pound of veggies, I still manage to gain 5 pounds at the end of the day. And maybe it doesn't help that that little bastard leprechaun from your primary food group, Lucky Charms, is always staring at me coyly from the cereal shelf. Fuck. But I tell you, even if you're not gaining weight, you're not doing yourselves any favors by eating all that sugar and processed foods. You would be even more resplendent physical specimens if you ate healthy food. Your gut microbiota are surely a sorry little lot, inundated as they constantly are by trisodium phosphate, red dye number 40, and God knows what else. It's not food. It's fucking delicious, but it's not food. And along with those damn screens, all your shitty foods is fucking up your mental health. You know about the gut-brain axis. All that garbage that you pour into your stomachs is messing with your reward centers and ultimately lowering your energy and exacerbating anxiety and depression. Like Michael Pollan says, eat real food. Can we start with 1 serving of veggies per month? That's the recommended amount, right? How about 3 servings of veggies per day to start? Upping that shit to 5 servings or more. That's great fiber. And the bonus is that your gut microbiota are going to have and eat more healthy proteins like beans, rice, eggs, nuts, and fish, and healthy fats like avocados and olive oil. That's food. Where the hell am I? Am I still on our land? Oh, and since we're talking about our health, maybe we should also consider the health of the animals we eat, or that eat us. It looks like bear poop down there. It's immoral to eat highly sentient animals who have been tortured their whole lives. At the very least, let's cut out factory farmed meat. Move it. I'm no doctor, but it seems to me that if your primary form of exercise is getting out of bed 3 times a day to walk downstairs and eat a little food, Lucky Charms, it may not produce the best physical results. Again, fuck you, because you still look better than I do, even though I work out most every day. But also, again, your life will be a hell of a lot better if you move. Want to build muscle? Move. Want to reduce inflammation and chronic pain? Move. Want to feel better mentally? Move. Baby steps. Let's start with an easy 5 to 10 mile jog 6 days a week, some heavy weightlifting every other day, and an hour of high intensity fartlek training 3 times a week. Then we can ramp it up from there. Or how about we start with walking the dog every day, even if it's just around the block, and a little PT every day, and just getting outside with friends to walk and play. Disc golf, anyone? Other stuff. Sleep. Try to get 8 hours a night. The best way to make this happen? Get off your fucking screen well before bedtime. At least an hour before, preferably 2. Keep your phone far away from your bed. Take a warm shower, and then cold, and then warm again. Keep your room cool and dark. Try to resolve most stresses before bedtime, and don't eat right before bed. In other words, take the hour or 2 before bedtime to be still and chill. Breathe. Let's do a 5-second inhale. No, do it now. And then a 5-second exhale. Now repeat this for 10 minutes. Do that once a day. Do it while you're driving. Begin to focus on your breathing more. Breathe through your nose as much as possible. Occasionally breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth rapidly, inflating and deflating your chest and stomach. Do it 20 to 30 times, then hold your breath after the last exhale for as long as you comfortably can. And finally, inhale and hold it for 15 seconds. Repeat this 3 times. Take a cold shower. Want to reduce inflammation and chronic pain and possibly anxiety and depression? Take a cold shower, then sit in a steam shower or sauna or warm shower for 10 minutes and breathe. Then take another quick cold shower. Synergy. Note that there is a synergistic connection among all these variables. The more you do one of these things, the easier it becomes to do others. When you eat well, you have more energy to exercise. And when you exercise more, you sleep better. And when you sleep better, you're less anxious. And when you're less anxious, you're less inclined to eat shitty food, etc. Do naturey shit. There's something ineffable about strapping that pack on and taking the first few steps out of the parking lot into the wide world beyond. You are going into the backcountry to live with the trees and the birds and the fish, and maybe even Herman the Ermine. For 3 days you will leave the mess of humanity behind you. All of your belongings on your back. It is pure freedom. But we are also surrounded by nature all the time, if you know where to look for it. Above the din of the garbage trucks and the chattering and hammering on the neighbor's roof, you can hear something else, Birds are everywhere. Looking down, you see the golden sun percolating through the morning dew on the grass. Above, a primeval turkey vulture alights awkwardly on the dying silver maple. And if you look closely, you can see a tiny, impossibly green metallic bee making its home in a hole we drilled in the fence. To preserve and protect all this naturey shit, incorporate a land ethic into your moral edifice. Live and act in a way that minimizes or even mitigates the effects of climate change and environmental degradation. Dial in the meds. Sometimes even the perfect exercise, nutrition, sleep just doesn't cut it. There's real shit going on in our brains that can't be fixed by those alone. Better living through chemistry is the real deal. Balancing the right meds and supplements is important. And that's something to keep tweaking. But especially with meds, if exercise, nutrition, and sleep can get the job done, start with those. Be intentional sometimes. I'm eating well, I'm exercising, I'm sleeping well, and damn, I'm just dialing in the meditation and mindfulness. So why do I have so much anxiety? Well, maybe it's because the Boulder housewife with the mansion on the hill, the woman who practices healing with crystals and laying on of feathers, is apoplectically dropping F-bombs at me over the phone because she's upset that our painting crew missed a tiny spot in her gargantuan master closet. Despite all your best efforts to control your internal environment, your endogenous stressors, the biggest stressors are often exogenous. No matter what, you will endure stress, and that's good, but you have some control over the type and amount of external stress you experience. Think about what makes you happy and what doesn't. Try to choose a path that leads to vocations and avocations that are fulfilling. And yes, sometimes stressful, but not overwhelmingly so. Within this broad path that you set for yourself, take the time to occasionally saunter. Work harder and smarter. The idea that physical labor sucks is ingrained into American culture. We try to find parking spots as close to the store as we can. We push a button to open a door. We take a gilded escalator when there are stairs right there. We drive 2 blocks when we could get outside and walk. There are opportunities all around us to get little microbursts of exercise, yet we choose lethargy. When it comes to our jobs, we complain about anything that's difficult, especially if it's physical. But isn't that the shit that's the most rewarding? Some of my best days have been getting after a remodel project for 12 plus hours in a day, and then looking back with satisfaction at all that I've accomplished. Running out of light here. Work hard now so that your future self has more time for other pursuits, but find plenty of opportunities for your present self to enjoy the now. Don't cubicleize your job. Find a way to incorporate at least some physical labor into your life. Do your own house repairs and manage your money in a way that removes much of the stress of having to worry about it. Be prudent, be frugal, but not overly parsimonious. If you do things half-assed, the quality of the work sucks. But if you do things no-assed, shit never gets done. Be quarter-assed. Do shit for other people. Help around the house, volunteer, do something nice for a friend or neighbor. Following the sage advice of Grand Jan, choose a partner who makes you a better person. Choose your friends this way too, and try to reciprocate their uplifting spirit. Be humble, be thoughtful, be kind, be friendly, be responsible, be magnanimous. There are all too many perverted perpetrators of evil, greedy, mouth-breathing, would-be autocrats, and slavering sycophants who prop them up. But their evil is increasingly outweighed by human goodness. The desire to cooperate is literally within our DNA. Combine this with the inexorable increase in human knowledge, in scientific advancement, and it creates a moral latticework that continues to grow better. The arc of this structure inevitably bends toward justice. In the darkest, loneliest times of your life, you can always take solace in the fact that good trumps evil and that you are on the side of good. This is the simple key to living a fulfilled life. Be good. Be creative. Find projects and pursuits that make you happy. Make beautiful things. Brush your teeth left-handed. Try new experiences and don't wallow too much in the muck of materialism. As Thoreau sexistly said, a man sits as many risks as he runs. Take reasonable risks. Never stop learning. Look up. Give yourself a break every once in a while. All things in moderation, including moderation? Or maybe it should be all things in moderation, including gluttony. In other words, you don't have to be perfect. Practice a little hedonism every now and again. And if you fuck up, brush the gravel off your trousers and get back up on that bicycle. Mistakes can even lead to new insights. Fucking up is the mother of invention. Listen to your dear old dad. I'm old and I'm wise, probably more of the former than the latter. Even though I'm a sarcastic piece of shit, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try this shit. Do it for a week, then do it for a month, and then incorporate whatever shit sticks to the wall. Hopefully much of it sticks. You will begin to thrive as you step out of that dark, dank cave into the broad, beautiful, bright world. Lastly, alcohol and drugs. Should we talk about the detrimental effects of alcohol and drugs on our health? Fuck no. That's how your mom and I cope with you two not following the above precepts. And yes, I did write some of this in the waiting room at the dentist. I'm trying not to be too grandiose or cliche, but it may come off that way. As my man J.M. Keynes said, or something to this effect, my opinions change when the facts change. We never sit on our phones. We do sit on our phones, though. Remember that part? Fuck off. I had that. I had it. Where do I go? What are they inundated by? And something. Beans, nuts, eggs, rice, and beans. I already said beans. We sit on our phones doing something.